both of your 2024 Norway Chess champions in studio. The chess on the board is for entertainment and for prize money, with what's at stake, and of course a lot at stake for actually both of these games. You have Pia Cromling wanting to get her first classical win, and she might be on her way to doing that, which would be, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen on Anna Cromling's screen, when it happens, but you probably want to be watching as Anna celebrates Pia Cromling's first classical victory, should it happen. And then for Praggnanandhaa and Nakamura, there is second and third place, although as I say it, I do the quick math in my head, I believe Hikaru has actually already clinched second place even before the start of the match. So up on the left side, it's pure entertainment, pure fun.
It is, and a London system, so might sound like an oxymoron, but it is a very exciting version of a London system. Anna, though, I can't take my eyes away from the Pia Cromling match. It looks like she's getting close, but starting to get complicated, maybe.
Yeah, I am just trying to figure out what is happening here with so many hanging pieces. And also the time situation, Vaishali down to 15 seconds. There is a 10-second increment, but that's it. 10 seconds is what she gets per move for the rest of the game.
She's got to move. Both of Vaishali's rooks are hanging right now. The white knight is not coordinated with the rest of its pieces. She drops her rook back. The only move to stay in that game, Vaishali. She found it with only 5 seconds left on her clock. Impressive stuff. 10-second increment for those players in the classical. Pia Cromling, can she convert her advantage? She gives a check.
Seems to be a good way to start. She gets an exclamation mark for it actually on our chess.com board. I don't think it appears on our screen, but I can see that it was the best move. And then she gives another check.
Now the white king drops back. There's a pin along the third rank, otherwise Pia would have won this game a long time ago. But she's a pawn up. Can she convert the advantage? She's had promising positions already in the past, but the clock, often her enemy. Pia Cromling, I think at this point a lot of people cheering for her. Nothing against Vaishali, it's just such a huge game for them.
Agreed. By the way, if she gets in mutual time pressure, don't even rule out that white could swindle this, right? Knights are so darn tricky in the time scrambles if that knight gets to e6 with check and the white rooks get going. So she doesn't want to check and take a draw. She wants to find a way to win material, but it's not so easy, and now she's under 30 seconds.
Yeah, and it seems like the path for her to get out of that pin would be to check again and then drop to e3, but will she give the check again if she's afraid of repetition? She takes the rook.
Now she has to be careful. She will be 2 pawns up, Pia Cromling, but look at the eval bar slide. Also, it's the wrong coloured rook's pawn. The black's h pawn promotes on a light square. You have a dark squared bishop, so if rooks come off the board, the white knight trades itself for black's e pawn. That might become a draw. So if I shove... moves of fun once the final black pawn is removed from that board on the right of your screens. And yeah, Pia will try. She should try to play for checkmate. Vaishali surely has spent dozens of hours studying this, but under the duress of time trouble, no guarantees of saving it. Meanwhile, her brother, Prag, is right now a pawn to the good, and with an ongoing attack, he should be a big favourite to convert, but Hikaru is one of the best defenders of our generation. So still in the balance on both boards as the clocks tick down. It feels like eternal time trouble between Vaishali and Pia. This is just fascinating. So much at stake still for those.
And I think we probably will end up having time to focus on Hikaru and Prag. Not to say we shouldn't stay right here, but given that we've entered the end game that, as David keeps saying, is going to keep us here all night, despite the fact that we've already crowned our champions in each division, that's going to be a long one. Because here's what's going to happen. They're going to keep us here for another hour like this, and then we're going to go to Armageddon if Vaishali holds a draw. But good call out on Hikaru being a great defender, because he's only down a pawn now that he's sort of stymied the kingside attack. And remember, all black needs is a draw. So despite what the eval bar says, Hikaru is not out of striking distance to hold the draw here.
Should we go into analysis mode or zoom in on the camera to see the Prag Nakamura Armageddon from a close-up? What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's something we could, well, when in doubt, push the H-pawn. And here we have it. The black king is so open. White a pawn up, the white C-pawn, a huge thorn in the black side. And Prag, he's just trying to throw everything towards the black king right now. The black bishop is the glue holding the G5 pawn, so cannot go greedy and trade off bishops right now. I just love what Prag is doing. He's trying to trade off. He's trying to go for that black king.
He's going for it, and it doesn't matter that that means giving back some material. The weakness of the black king is what he's aiming for, rather than collecting pawns. Queen to e5, threatening queen takes e6. The e4 pawn is still hanging, of course, but he's going for the more precious one, the one that's closer to the black king.
He's going to get the win. Prag, I don't see anything else in this position. Bishop takes bishop, not only loses the g5 pawn, it will lose the rook after a check. So black is bound, hand and foot. You can barely move right now. You cannot really hold the e6 pawn for much longer. Maybe you can try to shuffle your queen across, but pawn to h6, there's checkmating patterns all over the place. The kiss of death checkmate with the white queen coming into g7. Watch out for that one. Hikaru, this might be the last few moves of his Norway chess. He's played great, especially in classical, but it might well end on that sour note.
It may as well end on that note. And for Prag, what a tournament this has been. We should not call this a win yet, but he is getting very close to a resignation by Hikaru Nakamura, who is threatened by this checkmate in one, and even if it's prevented with a move like bishop takes d6 or bishop to f8, the attack of white keeps going. Queen takes g5 check, king f7.
I keep trying to look for the mate. Queen h5 check, and then the bishop comes to the dark squares is also up next. Nope. Oh, there it is. Hikaru resigns, and indeed, Praggnanandhaa ends 2020 for Norway Chess on a great high note. Unfortunately, it's a sour note with back-to-back Armageddon losses for Hikaru Nakamura and watching Magnus Carlsen take the title.
And what a tournament this has been for the 18-year-old prodigy. He beat Magnus Carlsen in classical chess earlier in the tournament. He